just another no one. Keep the family sound. Like a comet we run by a gravity bound. In the big black empty sea, she is always there with me. Keeps me sheltered, keeps me free. She is always there with me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Through the silent we go. Yeah, she's the shiniest sight. Such a beautiful glow, little light in the night. In the big black empty sea, she is always there with me. Keeps me sheltered, keeps me free. She is always there with me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, don't try the rain, my shooting star. Steer me when I aim to misbehave. Ooh, don't try the rain, my shooting star. Wash away the leaves upon our graves. In the big black empty sea, she is always there with me. Keeps me sheltered, keeps me free. She is always there with me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ooh, don't dry the rain, my shooting star. Steer me when I'm to misbehave. Ooh, don't dry the rain, my shooting star. Wash away the leaves upon our graves. Wash it away. Ooh, she's my shooting star. Carried me so far. She's my shooting star. Carried me so far. Yeah, she's the shiniest sight. My little light in the night.
Welcome, exiles. Apparently I'm hearing myself double. Okay, I think it's fine. I think everything's fine. Yeah. Haven't been streaming yesterday because I thought it was allergies, but apparently I caught a cold probably. So I couldn't stream. My nose was completely shut. So I spent last day in bed, so. Anyways, the plan for tonight is to buy some bridgestones and figure out what to do with the gift that Mikey gave us. Because he finished the league and he said give this stuff away. But I don't know how to do that. If somebody he has an idea how to give it away and not make it a giveaway or like a competition or some sorts, because that's not allowed. So only things that I come up with is to buy a whole bunch of breaches so we can run them, or sell everything and simply divide all the currency between all the people who are in chat. So those are my only two ideas. Actually, those are kind of Mikey's ideas. His idea was to kind of divide everything, and my idea was to buy breaches and run a whole bunch of breaches, which was also an idea for tonight. But we'll see. I hope Mikey pops by the stream so he can also decide what to do. Either way, I was thinking of building another character, maybe. That would be a less character for this season, so I don't know. The next character is idea, because nobody is apparently playing this, and MBX beat me to the punch with Infernal Blow. He did the video for that. And Matiel did the thing with Slam. So we don't have that many options for one with nothing. So unarmed skills, we don't have that many options, and almost all of them are already covered by somebody. So me making a copy of somebody's video is somewhat boring. So this is what we have to play with. As I said, Infernal Blow, MBX, check it out. He did a really nice job with that. His build turned out really nice. Matiel did the Tectonic Slam. I was kind of, my brain stopped for a second. I couldn't really think how like this skill is called, but it's Tectonic Slam. It's also pretty interesting skill because the area of effect is increased by it consumes endurance charges and makes a charge slam, so it would work really nicely with war cries, and that was kind of my idea with that. I might try it just for like kicks on a stream, maybe not today. I will have to see. Is the music a bit loud? I'm not sure. I don't think it is. Maybe yeah, maybe my like general volume was way too loud. So yeah, I don't know, like messing with I tried dominating blow, it's garbage. I thought it would be pseudo headhunter kind of deal, because when you turn, like, you kill enemies, they turn into sentinels, and those sentinels take the auras of like the mobs that you killed. So basically you get auras, and those auras are then those minions give you auras from the enemies that you killed. Somewhat like mini headhunter, but it doesn't work. It's stupid because it's not that well. I don't know, I tried it, but you're not supporting your minions, so not interesting. And then I finally kind of got an idea to do Ice Crash, because nobody done a Ice Crash yet, and my guess is it's going to be trash, because that's why nobody did it. But I don't think there's anyone playing Ice Crash, not that anyone's playing it with one with nothing. I don't think anyone is playing Ice Crash permanent, like, at all. So let's try Ice Crash. There are apparently 0 people who, like 0% of people who are like playing Ice Crash, like nobody's playing it. But this only shows for people with 5 links. Hey Stefan, welcome. That's going to give you my public profile, so you can import the characters from there, or you can find the well, the forum posts also there with two builds that I did. One is Gladiator, one is Berserker. And also the videos on YouTube, obviously. And each video has like POBs in the description. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. Maybe just for kicks. Like I said, it's probably going to be complete trash. And that's going to be like one more like build that I try before I give up on the season. Because yeah, like we tried cluster stacking and that kind of nonsense. We pushed the damage into absurdity. I mean, pretty much one shot, well, not one shot bosses, but like Cyrus fight takes, you skip all the phases basically as soon as like you start fighting him. So maybe Ice Crash just like for kicks with a witch maybe, for even more like nonsense. I was thinking maybe Elementalist for like area effect and elemental damage, like this pendulum thing. I don't play witch that often, that's kind of why, and it would be an ES build, which I also don't play that often, so it's probably going to be a complete failure. Anyways, let's buy ourselves some bridgestones. And this is the build that we are playing at the moment. It's Berserker with Warcries. Apparently does 27 million damage. I have to update it because I haven't... I should update it because I haven't... I changed some things in game and I haven't checked how much damage it's actually doing. So let's see. This is this guy, Berserker. And yeah, we're actually going to play probably on Gladiator pretty soon because I'm going to be leveling Gladiator. Stefan says, I searched for quick, affordable and strong build and you're popped up. The weapons are ones? No, they are not. We're not using anything. This is because the skill that we are actually, not the skill, but the main thing for this build is this one with nothing cluster jewel, which adds hollow palm technique, and hollow palm technique requires you to have unarmed, to be encumbered, and that means unarmed and not wearing gloves, so no weapons, no gloves. But what I'm doing, and that is going to give you damage per dexterity and more attack speed, so it's pretty ridiculous in terms of damage. As soon as you like socket this in, your damage goes through the roof, especially for leveling. Once you hit like the end game, it slows down a bit, but as soon as you figure out how to add more dexterity to it, it also ramps up again. And the ones that you're talking about, they are not actually working, they're disabled. So they're actually not counted as weapons, because I don't have intelligence to actually use them. They are here so I can level gems, basically. The only reason those ones exist is so I can level few gems and earn some currency on the side. And I equip that by simply using like high intelligence gear and quickly swapping it up. So if I add some like in gear, I think I need boots too. They are now enabled and my damage is nothing basically because, yeah, like one with nothing no longer works. And I equipped them like that and then just replace the gear. And that's how I did that, pretty much. And now the damage is fine. Where's the Cyclone? Am I blind? Here's the Cyclone. Yeah. It's actually way more once we buff up and everything. And we're doing impales, so the damage in like here is not like to go by that, because in game it's actually an offense. So as soon as like I get buffed by everything, so it's around 3.5 million here. If I start hitting like some stuff, I can sustain it for quite long, the Berserk. But if the Berserk goes down, you need like 5 seconds to kind of pop it back up. But it's not a big deal. You can usually clear the whole map before the Berserk goes down if you go really fast. Steph says, okay, got it. What's the budget I have to plan for this build, and how does it do the end game? I pretty much destroys the end game, but the budget. The thing is, the most expensive stuff in here are these split personality jewels, and they're expensive because they're giving life. You can get dexterity ones that give evasion for a few chaos, but these ones are around 2 exalts. So if you kind of start on low budget, you're going to have 4k life, do the same damage, but you're going to have way less life, and you might get away with it if you're on a. I have a version where I'm playing as a Gladiator, so that is like a different version. I wouldn't really recommend going with a Berserker first. Let me actually save this as 2.3. This also has to be updated. It's not like the final version, I think. Yeah, this is not like the final version. I mean, this is what I shared, but I did some other things to it recently, so either way, if you start as Gladiator, you can get this pretty much is most defensive thing in the game. Basically makes your attack block equal to spell block. Basically you're just ramp up attack block and you get spell block, and you can get that kept pretty much, and then even if you have like 4k life, you're still not going to die, and then you can ramp up your life as you go, basically. So on a budget, I recommend going with Gladiator. That is probably the best choice. You could do Slayer because you don't get Reflect, but I would rather re-roll the map and run just throw the map away, I don't know, if it's not good, and play on a Gladiator because you have way more survivability. Because of a block, you get more movement speed, 20% more movement speed, which is huge actually, because more is multiplicative. Man, who invented that word? But it's like, it's hard to pronounce for me, but it multiplies your base, like all of your movement speed that you gathered up, 20% more on the end, so it's like multiplying it by 1.2 basically. So you get huge movement speed on this character. That is pretty nice. I don't think it's actually turned on here with challenger charges, but it should be on stance. I'm not sure, like it's not calculating properly, it should be a bit more actually. But either way, this build is pretty tanky, and once you start it, the most expensive thing is going to be probably... I'm not sure how much is Astromantis at the moment. Maybe if you want to buy Wild Wrap with 5 link, maybe that's going to be the most expensive thing. Garrukan flights, you are not supposed to get them if you don't have at least 1k dexterity, so you can skip those. And I planned for this for a few days now, but I couldn't really make it because, as I said, like yesterday I wasn't feeling well at all. But I plan to do like the budget-oriented version with what gears, what items to get for that kind of situation, and kind of keep it around. I haven't checked in a while how much the items are. One with nothing, it should be pretty cheap now. One with nothing, small class usually, it used to be, I think I paid for it 2 exalts when I started, so it was way too expensive. in the beginning, but now it's just like 25 chaos. Astromantis should also be dirt cheap. I mean, when I said dirt cheap, it's not really dirt cheap, it's like for your second build. If you already have a build, it's kinda okay. You cannot do this as your first build, but we're not, like, it's not a league start. We are already mid-league, so if this is like your second character, you're going to get lots more out of it. If you couldn't like clear all the bosses in the game and you want to finish the league with maybe Uber Elder and Shaper kills, Cyrus kill, and all the bosses kills basically, this is pretty easy way to do it. So what are we, like 40 chaos for 50 chaos maybe, I don't know, it's actually less, but yeah, around 50 chaos to start, and then you need few rare items just to cap your resists, and you can start mapping with this. It's not like going to clear everything on that kind of budget, so maybe on a, I don't know, 70 to 80 chaos budget, it's not going to clear like you might actually clear all the Atlas, but maybe not Awakener level 8. Maybe, if you know the fight, maybe you can do it with that kind of setup, but at that point you should already have money to actually invest into it. Yeah, I don't know, this is like pretty crap roll, so you would probably look at something better, but that's why I said like a bit more, maybe like 110. You could divine it, but that's going to cost more than buying the actual item with good stats, so no, not that way, the other way around. Yeah, around 20-25 chaos for Astromantis. It's not crazy, honestly, guys. This build is doable, and with just a bit more investment you can make it tanky, you can make it do delirious maps and things like that. It's not anything too crazy, so anyway, what was I kinda talking about? Yeah, I might do Ice Crash Witch for like fun, I don't know, that might be a next thing, but I also wanted to level up my my Gladiator, and my Gladiator needs to be redone also, and I need to see, this is, yeah, and this needs to be fixed so we can see how much damage we have in game now. And if you ever want to follow along with my POBs, I'm using community version of POB, so it won't work in the regular one. So I changed something in game, and I have to kind of see what's going to happen, like when I add those items. It should be pretty good. Okay, this is what I have in game, and now this is like not working because it's not, first of all, it's not on Cyclone. Pantheon's not really important. That's fine, but items you need to, because we are unarmed, this needs to be removed. And I'm going to remove that too. Repentance, okay. Yeah, it's clean, it's clean. This also needs to be cleaned up. I usually do this because I'm probably going to end up sharing it. I always share the POBs in stream, so nobody gets confused about things. Let's like pop the flasks, so that's around 8 million, not bad. This guy does actually does endurance charges all the time, and we can keep up frenzies, it's not a big deal. Now it also needs to do 50 rage all the time because it can do it. It has to Warcry and Warcry. Blood Stance, if fusion is active. I don't ever place the planner because I'm lazy. So this should be about what I have in game. Oh, hey Mikey, glad you can join. Yeah, I started a bit earlier because my whole time got a bit messed because yesterday I didn't feel well, so I slept a lot, so I'm probably going to go earlier today to sleep because it's kind of different. It's actually better, I'm no longer like staying way too late. It should be better. But yesterday was, my nose was completely shut. I couldn't really talk at all. Spend all day in bed. I think this is kinda what I have in game. Should work. Any breaches today? I have 5 fewer ash tool. I will buy a whole bunch now. Courtesy of Mike actually. Because he decided to quit for this season and gifted me a whole bunch of stuff. He wanted to kind of give me to give it away on the stream, but I want to do that, but I don't know how to do it because people have told me not to give away like items from the game because it might end up being called like it's gambling or something. You're not supposed to do it. Only ideas that me and Mikey come up with was to either like split everything and give everyone equal amount of like currency of his items, or give everyone like some item, the same item to everyone, or buy a whole bunch of breaches so we can all run them. So I don't know if somebody has a different idea. Yeah. And if Mikey has some idea, after all, it's his currency that we are going to be spending tonight. So I'm going to start actually buying them. Let's see how much they are at the moment. I plan to run at least 10 from my end. And I plan to get at least to level 97 because I really need to level up. So I can actually use my character because I'm afraid of doing anything with it because I don't want to lose XP. So fragments, we're going to buy pure ones, and I didn't end up like upgrading any because my board is whole bunch of mess with Syndicate, and I don't have any more like missions to do. Not enriched, but pure ones, and I'll try to dump chaos on them. What? Ash Pure Bridgestone for 30 chaos? Sure, I wanna buy that. Mikey says, it's no longer mine, feel free to have fun with it. Will do so. I kinda wanna do what you all wanna do, like in chat. It's like I wanna like do it that way. If somebody comes up with the idea, we'll do it. My idea is to waste money on breaches. But if somebody wants something, like, we can do it that way. And I also wanna probably scrap, I wanna do another character, like start from scratch, even though, yeah, though I didn't level that many characters. I only have 2 characters. That's considered nothing, to be honest. People have way more characters per season compared to me. What's like 2 characters? That's nothing, man. Yeah, this first one, there's no way I'll end up buying that one, because 30 kills, that's long gone, or he's price fixing. Yeah, I didn't have time to buy these before stream, so you'll have to bear with me, and I'll buy a whole bunch of them. This is that send a trade request, okay. So 80. Thank you. See if we can buy 10 or so. Mike says, I mostly play 2 to 3 characters. That's going to end up being true for me this season. I don't think I'm actually going to play way more characters, but what I've planned after I'm done with that experiment of a character that's going to be 100% failure, because the idea, if like nobody is doing it, it's probably bad. But after that I plan to do solo self-found hardcore probably and just practice like leveling without dying, so I can get better at that. Then when the next season starts, I'm going to go crazy and see if I can actually... Well, I'm probably not going to beat any speedrunners, but at least I'm going to be in top 10% of players that are doing end content first day, so I think you can level up in one day. I usually take a few days to level up my character, which is completely bonkers, because I've seen people level up their characters in just few hours. Who was it? I think it's this guy. I really get lost when they're trading like with few people. I don't know who to go. I think it's this guy. I didn't see if he has more. Nah, probably doesn't. That's 30, 80. Thank you. That's 2 bridge stones.
Finally got there, with just a little late, and I gave him the mess for his pain.
I should check if they have like, although all of like these that are selling for 80 just have 1. Let's see if we can find someone that has at least 2 of them, so we at least buy 2 at a time. Yeah, there are people with 2 of them. He has 2. Great. At least like save some time on buying them. Yeah, Mike says, yeah, I finished the story in 4 hours with your build. Normally need 6 to 7. You're actually pretty good. I'm way too slow. I'm terrible at leveling. This is because I usually don't play that many characters per season, so... Yeah, Whisper next guy, I guess. But this one is 85. Yes, like buying in some bulk, it's going to cost a bit more. Hey Gamer Glitch, welcome. I'm buying breaches so we can run them. It's courtesy of Mikey. He finished all of the things he wanted to do this season, so he gifted me some chaos to run breaches. Let me see. Drist? Mira, is there a guide for the build you're using? Yes, there is. There is a build guide on a forum post and in... Let me find a forum post. Just a second. Where are you, man? Okay, so I actually recommend doing Gladiator if you want to start with this, because Berserker feels way too squishy. You can do Berserker too. It's totally up to you, but This is going to feel way better. Berserker does twice the damage, but it's twice squishy, so... I wouldn't really recommend it on a budget because it requires at least you have life, and you won't have life if you don't like invest some money into it. If you have a budget, you can try Berserker too. But my recommendation is at least until I make it better and I figure out the defenses on this guy, do the Gladiator. The only reason to do this guy is to go delving. If you want to go delving, this guy is better. If you want to do endgame mapping, then Gladiator is probably going to be better. And you can find like both of them in forum threads and also on YouTube. I'm running Issero's Glad at the moment, but does not feel good. Is that like with weapons or one with nothing? You have two of them. Yeah, you do.